Hi. I'm kinda in the middle of a deadline, I would say. Last stream I said that I will be streaming my comic. Then I realized that, well, actually I should be posting it today and probably won't be anything left to draw comic related for now. But, well, yeah. I haven't finished it yet, so I'll be streaming today for as long as it takes to finish the drawing, coloring, that sort of stuff, and then lettering I'll do without stream, obviously, because, well, it's a lot of technical work and it's not interesting, and also I can talk during that because, well, I'm working with text. It's kind of hard to talk and work with text simultaneously. So anyway, I already did like 4 pages and I need 6, so 2 more. And like this file is like the second half, so it's like 3 pages. So it's a bit of a jump from the last episode, so there is like something happening before this. But, well, anyway, this one is done. I might maybe change something like contrast, maybe colors. Probably colors will stay. I want kind of muted, almost black and white stuff with a bit of like blue tint. So this one is characters aren't shaded, but like background is kind of almost done. I will kind of tweak it after I have characters done. And there is also like this whole bunch, but I'll get there. So hopefully I'll be done in like 2-3 hours maybe, but, well, given how long it took me to draw and color all the previous stuff, that's probably will take longer, but we'll see. Yeah, and it's kind of continues the on one of the like previous streams. At some point I talked about what happens when you like run out of buffer, when you don't have like extra pages stored and you just publish them as you go. And well, I'm still in that situation. Normal decision would be to take a break to build the buffer again, but I don't want to take a break. I'm kind of stubborn a little bit. I want to keep the schedule that I decided on, and so that kind of results in some suffering. Because when you draw without like desire to draw, I would say, just because you have to, it is possible, of course, but it kind of kills the enjoyment of it. It might lead to burnout, but, well, we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll kind of find a way to do it faster. Maybe not, we'll see. And I might not be very talkative today, probably, because I kind of need to focus, I need to get it done. We'll see. Maybe I'll be just like as usual, just commenting on what I'm doing right now and not like on some other subjects. So like for example, for characters, in my previous comic there was like a million layers for to color characters, just because I preferred to keep separate layers for everything. Like there were several layers for shadows, like cell shading, gradients and stuff, and like for highlights, for some other stuff. And here I'm trying to kind of keep it reasonable in terms of layers. One reason is, of course, as I say every stream, it's just because I can't have many layers. I have at this point, iPad and Procreate, and there's like very serious limitations. If you want a big resolution file, you kind of don't have layers. I mean, you have, but not a lot of them, and I often run out. So I'm trying to keep some lower layer count if possible. Oh, I should probably remove this. So yeah, what I do have is one layer on multiply that I use like just gray, which I normally for my previous comic and for illustration I don't use black or gray for shadows. I always use colorized shadows because it looks better. But here I colorize everything afterwards. So I do this just gray shadows just for values, and then I add. In this chapter it's blue, and in other chapters something else. So it kind of I still have some sort of tint over all this gray, but it's just for speed, pretty much. And like, can't say I'm like happy with this panel in particular, but I needed to show just the action of taking a bag out, and the angles weren't kind of working very well. So I decided to do it kind of vertically, and I mean, it's fine, but I don't like when both characters are kind of looking away from the camera and we see only their backs, but oh well. I'd rather have both of their faces, but that would mean we need to look through the glass, through the window from outside the train. It would be like, well, first of all, it would break 180 rule. Not that I very religiously follow that, but in this scene, kind of try to, because it's just a lot of elements here. It will be very confusing if I start to just rotate the camera. So this, well, is kind of compromise, I would say, between readability and just visual beauty, I would say. So this, like this frame it's not very beautiful. It's serviceable. It does what it needs to do. It shows like the action it needs to show, and it has a lot of space for dialogue, so I can put all of that into one frame instead of like spending several pages on that. So that's good. And sometimes you have to do stuff like that, even though it's like not the best from my personal like preferences, but it does its job, so it's fine. And I kind of like the next batch of frames on the next page, so it will be a nice kind of neutral transition from just something to something more visually interesting. And it's not like super interesting, you know. Anyway, even though I'm not like super hyped about this frame, it's fine and it's kind of easy to do. Background took some time, but mostly because, again, it has lots of layers and just annoying jumping around them. Okay, now this is a different layer. It just uses the darkest color that this whole chapter has. This kind of dark blue that works like black. So I'm using it kind of for deeper shadows and to add more contrast. Even though I could have just used dark gray on the same like multiply layer and everything, but I kind of prefer it this way just because I can balance stuff better if I have like several layers to play with. so I can go like really dark at some places. And I think I have to at this point. And the problem also with this angle is we don't, well, obviously we don't see their faces, but there aren't much to render, and there won't be much details or anything really. It's kind of boring, I would say. That's the bag that we'll see the next chapter, like a lot. Which is kind of funny. I mean, we'll see that bag more later, but no, actually we won't. It will only be the 4th chapter, I think. Then the bag will just chill in one place. I think it's fine. Don't really need to add too much here. Again, because there is a lot of kind of dialogue here. Don't want to draw something that won't be noticed. I think I need to fix the flats here. What was I doing? Yeah, shadows. Good thing about the parts where it's just flat black, I don't need to draw anything there. Yeah, this layer I used to colorize everything, the things that I mentioned before. So I switch from gray to somewhat tinted. Of course, I don't want to go too intense on that because, well, the healer's uniform is gray, so it should look gray. But I kinda don't want it to be like neutral gray, so I just move it a little bit toward cold gray. And like with Irius, it's easier. He's just very contrasted, like black and red, and white. It's easier with him. I don't even need to. I mean, he's already colorized, kinda. It's like dark blue instead of black. So now highlights. Do I want to highlight the bag? Probably yeah, because like it explains why Irius is in this pose. Why is he? Stands like this. And like basically it's the last episode where we're in this location. Finally. So like this is the last episode with crowd shots, which I don't have on this batch of pages, but I had on the previous one that I already did. And we'll finally move to more private, I guess, place. Still on the train, but like less people there, and the background itself is much easier. Well, relatively easier. The interior is easier, but like there are bigger windows and more stuff happening outside, so it will be a bit of a different challenge, but I don't know, I kind of prefer it. Maybe because I haven't drawn it yet. Like maybe it will become annoying, but like all the previous episodes where we saw what's happening outside, like the behind the windows. It was fun to draw. It was fun to like depict different sceneries, like with forest, before that with the like windmills and what was there, mountains, I think. And there will be some changes, and I probably should do background here more visible. I had kind of like trees there, but they're very muted and can't say they're visible right now. So once I'm done with shading characters, I will work more on the background. And that's why it takes so long. Like if you go in like one sitting, just filling on the layers, then yeah, it's fast, but usually once I'm done with one step, I find something to edit in the previous steps or something like that. And sometimes, sometimes I just want to redraw everything and change the composition, and that's well, it depends. If I have time, I usually do that, which isn't very efficient way to work, but I think it improves the quality overall, so it is always worth it. But sometimes I don't have time to like review stuff for several iterations, which is sad, and why I would prefer to have a buffer. I would have more time for revisions, because when you like just running like that, when you like finish the page or like a batch of pages the day you need to post them is a bit stressful and doesn't allow more editing, I guess. I mean, I have some like minimal standards that I will not go lower than, so it's like whatever I publish, it's like decent quality at least, but I would love a bit more time, of course. So yeah, I need more contrast, well, with everything pretty much. So I need a bit more darker background behind the healer, and like I'm glad we finally at the point where healer shows up, because I think he's a cool character. I was like waiting to get to him, to start drawing him, because he's fun. And he's also like a character isn't like personality wise, he's also fun, and there will be several episodes when we just talk to him. Not we, like Iris talks to him, we just witness it. It will be fun. He's... I don't know if it's spoiler or not. Probably not. It's just fun. He like chills on this train. He has like this very stable job, just riding the train every other day, keeping an eye on it, on like healing whoever he needs to heal in process. He just kind of riding the train and chilling. And there will be some world building stuff to discuss with him. So he's like another way to learn a bit more about this setting. And well, obviously he will provide some important information for the plot. But he's also just one guy. I need more contrast. It's like it's very kind of same-ish gray, which I don't particularly like. I think I'll add some just white from his miracles. He's healing right now, obviously. We had the issue with the girl's mother, and he came to heal her, and that's what's going on here. Yeah, maybe I'll add contrast like this, not through. Yeah, it kind of looks better, mostly. So he keeps healing, so there is some magic happening there, but I don't want to focus on that there specifically, like there was on the page about that. And right now we kind of transition into, well, Irius leaving. So he kind of did his job by endangering the life of just a person who doesn't agree with him on religious topics, and now he kind of wants to leave after that. Understandably. He's not quite comfortable there. I mean, also the lady and her kid won't be comfortable with him too. Yeah, I think it's better. Now I think I will probably... I'll try some darker stuff. Oh, by the way, I need his reflection and his reflection. Yeah, this will be fun. So I'll darken stuff a little bit here. Maybe I'll leave it like that. Actually, it kind of... I don't know. I can... Yeah. So this, I have this layer with glass effects. I can just kind of erase some stuff, and we will have our shadow, reflection, whatever, just base for it, because it's like the darker. Where is our angle? So it's kind of behind him. So there will be a hand here. Right, yeah. Kind of like that. It's not very visible. So we have light source, main light source, like the brightest among what we have in this particular part is his hands, healer's hands, and so the angle's kind of there. And his reflection won't be visible because we will have just bunch of light on the glass, which I will use blue color for that, just because it will look better. Maybe not. I guess. Yeah, and I need more contrasted background. So I'll just draw some trees, I guess. I had some trees, but then I kinda blurred them and erased some of them for texture, so now they're invisible, basically. Well, good thing about this particular forest, it's very simple, just very tall, kind of straight trees with no like columns, basically. So it's easier to draw, faster, and it conveys the idea without distracting us from what's happening in the foreground, even though not much happening, we only see their backs. Well, actually, yeah, maybe I just noticed his shoulder situation isn't exactly anatomically correct. For some reason I just noticed that. Well, that happens. Oh boy. Yeah, sometimes I notice some very odd anatomical mistakes. They're often connected to... not connected, how you say it, like something around the neck usually, right? It's too short or too long or too wide or too narrow or too like just in the wrong place. Which color was it? It was neutral. 50 gray. I'll just fix flats real quick, and then I'll need to fix the shadow and the highlights. Oh, it's fine. It's not hard to do at all. Like this, I need to be a bit more careful with this one, because I have a bunch of gradients under it. And yeah, it kind of shows now. I'll try to be a bit more subtle with it, I guess. Maybe not. Yeah, he's kind of flat at the moment, like he's all gray and that's it. I need more highlights, and well, I mean, yeah, there is like light right in front of him. There will be some rim light here, I guess. It's nice. I need to be more subtle with it though. And probably... No, it's too bright, I think. This is a bit too much. I want it there, but I don't want it to be too obvious. But I think it's fine. I don't know. I'll do some maybe white highlights. And he's a bit kind of cartoonish schematic here, or since it's not a close-up, I'm not trying to be very realistic with it. It would look odd. I tried. And with Sirius I just didn't bother to draw the face at all, because we'll see a bunch of his faces right away, so I just kinda don't want to again grab attention from the what's next. Like this one is very much transitional frame. Need bigger brush. And like maybe white highlights on his braces. Yeah, kind of nice. Still, it's not extremely contrasted, but better than before, so I will leave it at that for now. I'll need to think about it and return to it. For now, we move to this mess. I kind of already did some shading on the last panel just to see how I want to set up the light there. It's kind of mostly because I wanted just this lighting, kind of ominous on his face. I might change it on the other two. He kind of moves away, so... Oh, also I forgot. This one should be lit up. It's the only one that works in this compartment. Maybe it's too bright. I mean... Oops. Yeah, it's too bright. It shouldn't be brighter than the light from this people. Like, I'm not how to say it. So for black, I changed it from like pure black to dark blue in this case, like dark red, I think, or purplish red for the previous one, and so on. So I keep black only for monsters and, well, technical stuff like borders and text. But I decided not to do the same with light. So I could have done, like, for example, some white elements that aren't like light, as in miracles. Could have kind of also do something. We have layers, yes. What would be darker, I think? Yeah, same, like I replace black with other colors. I can do the same, but in reverse for lighter ones, like I don't know, blue, I guess, for this one. Could have replaced it with this very light cyan, so it would be like this. Doesn't look very good, but kinda does the job. And I would have like removed it on the some miracle related stuff, so it would be the only like completely white. So this one is gray, so it's fine, and the everything else is kind of a bit darkened. But I decided against it because, well, it's a bit thematically would be incorrect, like I guess it's a spoiler, I don't know. Anyway, this one is okay. I should leave it at that for now and kinda let it rest for a bit and just do this stuff. So here I don't want to do like very detailed background, obviously. I never want to do that. Sometimes I have to. So I decided like against crowd shots in this particular case, even though like we would see some other people, like we have like this. Oh, by the way, also need to have him oh, I don't have layer for, okay, that's fine. So there would be like something just to indicate there is a person there. Oops. Didn't select all of that. So anyway, I want to focus to be on just 2 characters here, so I didn't draw any other like people. Even though they're kind of there, but like I chose the angle, it's also not like realistic angle again. I'm like just placing one plane kind of in parallax to the other without technically correct perspective, because I think it's better composition. It kind of how it's called when you use 2 lenses to construct the one like frame. I forgot, but it's like it's when you focus on 2 things at once. It's like the term in cinematography. I forgot its name. Doesn't matter. So like the idea is the same. Like we focusing on 2 characters that are kind of away from each other, but I need to convey they're kind of looking at each other and reacting to each other's reaction, I would say. So that's the idea here. And even though from like physics standpoint it's not the correct way to depict that, I am choosing to do that just to convey the idea. And it's like it's pretty much the same if you like just don't know how to do perspective for something. The result will be pretty much the same. You just can do it. So There is like no need to learn all that to build some interesting looking compositions. Or just maybe not that interesting, but like the one that conveys the idea. But it's useful to know this stuff. So I'll just add a little bit of light here to just indicate the healer is there. And here I want kind of darker. So the girl will be more lighter than the background, and for Irius, since his silhouette is kind of dark already all the time, I need brighter stuff behind him if I want to contrast him against background. That was very long explanation of pretty obvious stuff, but anyway, a little bit more kind of bluish glow there, even though that's kind of ironic because it's not like his glow, it's he removed his, which is like again on the previous batch of pages there was like this very bright flare, but now it's gone and the only light is from the healer and kind of what was I saying? Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain stuff and try to finish all of that in a timely manner. Oops. Try to maybe not go over the lines, but for backgrounds I'm kind of going for this kind of painterly look, so I'm not trying to be very precise like with cell shading, for example. I kind of like it. It's a nice change of pace compared to my previous comic. It's a very different look, and I'm like, if I would have to draw another like story again in the same style, I probably would be very annoyed or bored or something. It's always more interesting to experiment, I think. I need to colorize that because it's like this. It looks very gray. Yeah, probably need to go more into this cyan blue a little bit. I don't know, I think I need darker here. I am not sure I can go darker. I mean, I can. Yep. Probably need to select the part that I want to just this part. And this, I know this sounds funny after I just colored the seed without selecting it and just going over the lines and stuff, and then right after that I'm doing the opposite. Oh well. I want a bit more blue here, I think. Yeah, it's better. Too much. No, here is fine, but like the side with the girl, I want to be more this kind of purplish blue instead of cyan. Yeah, I think it's fine. I can... where do I want... I mean, the natural decision would be to make the light source just that glow behind Irius, but that would mean his face is fully in the shadow without any highlights, and that's the opposite what I want. Like, main focus of this, of course, is the girl's face, not his, but his too. Like, I need to show that he looks at her and she looks at him, and they have very different opinions of each other. It is kind of sorry a little bit, as much as he can be. He's not exactly sensitive guy. But it's kind of embarrassing, I guess, for him that he was all this, like, showing off with his miracles and stuff, and then when she actually needed a miracle from him, he kind of can't do that. And he has to just kind of show off again to use the hugest flare he can summon to inform a healer that he needs to be there. So yeah, it's kind of a funny thing, like, originally this was supposed to be the moment when where we learned that heroes can heal, but I decided to change it a little bit and get it out earlier. So by the time we arrive to this scene, we know that healing is possible, but we also know that he can't do that. And I was thinking, like, do I need two separate scenes that mention healing and the fact that main character can't do that? Or, like, readers are smart, they will figure it out from one mention, or like a couple of pages of mentioning. And then I read the comments, and people expect him to heal the mother because, well, obviously he's like magic user, he can do that. Even though one chapter before that we were explicitly told that he can't, and he needs help with that. So I think that's like, that was very much correct decision. So it kind of drives it home more for maybe less attentive readers. Which, I mean, with my first comic that was like very heavy, like mystery, and with just a bunch of foreshadowing, and a lot of it went kind of unnoticed, which makes the whole thing harder to comprehend, I think, and enjoy. And so I'm a bit more obvious here with like plot points and some foreshadowing and stuff. Just I'm like, characters need to just say everything out loud for it to be relevant later for the plot and to be like expected and something. Like, I don't like very unexpected like turns and trying to surprise the audience. I prefer to foreshadow everything, and then it's kind of more enjoyable to see how it comes to fruition, I think, if the reader figured it out and kind of had the clue of what's going on, or like maybe several theories and one of them slowly coming to fruition. I think it's more satisfying than just to surprise that kind of negates everything that was done before. I'm trying to kinda, I don't know, kinda want her to look like from the shadow, kinda, so her face is kinda this darkened. She's, well, obviously not happy with what happened. Like, she's angry at him. And like, who wouldn't be with all that stuff that just happened? For no reason. For no, like, no purpose, I would say. There was a reason, but there was no good purpose about it. Nothing good came out of it. I mean, other than us meeting the healer. Healer is cool character. He won't be there like for long, but we will kind of learn about him a little bit soon in the like next few episodes. I haven't decided yet how much I want with that character. I might, I don't know, I understand that I have like time limits and but I kinda also want to add some humor there a little bit, like lightly. It's not a comedy, so I don't have like lots of humor here, and the farther we go with the plot, the less comedic moments there will be. And at some point they like stop at all. But I kind of want a bit more maybe lighthearted moment here and there before we arrive to our main location where stuff will happen. Anyway, I need to colorize them. Like right now they are very gray and it doesn't match with the rest of the page. It's too intense. Why doesn't it? Yeah, for some reason it wasn't reading my gesture. No, it's too much. Kinda want to colorize the mother more, because again, she's not the focus of this frame. She's not the focus of anything at this point. Like, she's just kinda there. I don't want to focus on her because, well, she deserves her privacy after what happened. And also she wants like nothing to do with the Arius. She's a bit embarrassed too, because, well, it looks like he won, basically, this argument against her, because she couldn't continue it, but of course it's like not very healthy way to look at it. And she has nothing to be embarrassed about. She was kind of hurt basically by his actions, but she doesn't see it that way, which is sadly normal human reaction. And the kid is just angry. Also hurt, obviously she was scared about everything. So like on the previous episode, Arius kinda said to her that he's sorry, but maybe not in a way that would be an actual apology. No, I think I probably need lighter background behind her. Yeah, like the mother can be on dark background, but the kid I think should be on the lighter one. Well, let's try. Again, I need to select this stuff. Probably should have done it on separate layer or something, but whatever. Yeah, let's go with this one. And add a bit here. Just I don't know. What is it? Doesn't undo again. Okay. Yeah, that's the wrong layer. right. I need it to be darker here. Yeah, just different. Can run layer. What? Why don't you? For some reason it doesn't read gestures. I have the theory why is that. It's probably because it is a bit overheated by charging, and it might not read my hand. It's very hot. Give me a second, I will check the battery, I think. Yeah, it's like, it's not 100%, but it's like 90 something. I think I should let it cool a little bit because it's really uncomfortably hot at this point. You can use it like a radiator or something. I mean, I think it works kinda. Maybe I should make these darker actually. Is this the right layer? Yes. Is the right brush? Yes. And here I also need darker. So the idea is this just corner is darker, but no, I don't like it. Maybe a little bit. I still need light background behind his head, and something more blue, I think, here. Yeah, I need more focus on the girl somehow. Maybe I should make the shadows more contrasted. Wow, that's a lot, but it's not bad though. It's like maybe go really dark here. And I think the mother should be darker, maybe not like this, but like, so we just don't focus on her, she's kind of there. Yeah, I think it's better, and I need to colorize this stuff to much better. Or maybe I'll just darken the guy there, the one that's, or maybe it's not the guy, person, someone. Kind of there. Maybe I also need to do this a bit darker and maybe colorize it a little bit into navy blue. Yeah, I think it's better. Okay, I think I'm done with the girl for now. Maybe not. But I just throw some light behind her a little bit. Just, I don't know. Just like that. And here maybe a little bit. So, does it read? Maybe some here. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. Now, him. Yeah, I kind of want light source on his face, like frontal. First of all, it will contrast with this one, where on the side and more kind of ominous. This will be like he's kind of opened to whatever happens, and he's like, I wouldn't say positive, like more kind of neutral. And on the after he sees that like the girl is angry at him, he's kind of a bit bitter about it, even though she has every right to be. But it's more of a like ego thing. It's like he's reminded once again that there is something that he doesn't have, and that's very useful and valued by like normal people compared to what he does. Like, as we can see, like people don't like hunters all that much, especially those who kind of had some sort of experience with them. But like they very much like healers, which, I mean, obviously it's like in medical professionals more than cops. That's like no-brainer. But he's a bit butthurt about it. I need a different brush for that. And like he's not technically a cop, but almost like, in a way. That's very simple shading. Of course, I will be going a bit darker with that. More contrast. Kind of when I'm coloring it, I see it like it's just fine, but then afterwards I look at the finished pages, it feels like very light shading, like I need more of it. I need to go darker often, like this very low contrast. But I don't know, I don't want to overdo it also. But usually more contrast is always better than less, so it's kind of hard to overdo. Yeah, it's very soft shadows, which is funny. Like on my previous comic there was cel shading all the way. I mean, I used gradients also, but like a lot of it was cel shading, and now I'm just going for soft shadows. I can't say I like one or the other better. They have their own bonuses, I guess. Like, they're different. We'll go for highlights. Also, there is why I wanted this sort of composition for this page is how we look at his scar. So, like, when it's kinda, it's not his point of view, but it kinda is. It's like what he sees in, like, he sees a girl, and for himself, he kind of doesn't realize that the side that he's turned toward her is the one with scars. So he, well, it's fresh scars, so he's like not used to it. He doesn't realize that like it's kind of showing that to the kid. And again, that's contrasted with the start of the chapter where he was sitting on the different side towards her, like his like healthy side. So yeah, that's like unnecessary symbolism that won't be noticed by anybody. I don't know, I kind of... And like this scene with scars, it's like very funny. I didn't have it as a plot point, because like I leave this all the visual stuff. I leave for the moment when I actually drawing. So when I'm writing, I mean sometimes I do if it's like relevant, very relevant to the plot. Then I will kind of make a note that I need like this element of design there for that reason or something. But I leave visual decisions for when I'm drawing, so I have some creative elements even when I'm just like when I'm already done with writing and I know what's like all the story and all what will happen. Still kind of some visual stuff to find and play with, or more like to keep it interesting, because like this thing will take a couple years, I guess. Hopefully less, but like by now it's counting the what I already spent on it, and yeah, a couple of years, and it's kind of nice to keep it fresh all the time. So I'm sure there will be some other visual stuff that I'll come up with once I get to certain moments of the story. And so now, yeah, like the scars came up when I was, how we call it, drawing the thumbnails for first chapter, like all this fight choreography and stuff. And I needed the moment when he's kind of hurt by Shadow, and decided that why don't just go for very oops, have some flats issues, need to fix it. So that's very kind of often used thing to have character some scars or some other stuff on their face, because it's like very obvious symbolism possible to use, like very just by positioning the character's face in the way if you see scars or don't. It's like nice, powerful instrument. So I kind of decided, even though it might be like banal or something, like it's a lot of characters have this type of scratches, maybe different angle, different shape, like, but some like stuff that kind of just... Do we lose the music? No. Okay, continue. So yeah, while this is kind of not quite original idea to have just characters with scars, I think it works very nicely. It just does its job. Where's the music? What's wrong? And yeah, there will be some other stuff later on. I also like when the character changes throughout the story. So like he started one way, and then like maybe his uniform changes, so his like face changes. Not his, like not him personally, I mean, like any character, when you kind of add some little changes, like they have glasses and they don't have glasses, or they have like certain elements in their clothes that then they don't. And I think it's very kind of nice way to show the changes throughout the story and how the character was influenced by the just events and stuff that happened to them. I think it's nice. So he will change a lot, like we see now, like in this chapter we see his cape or robe or whatever it is, like this long thing. And then we'll see some other changes. Like for example, right now he's like in gloves all the time, but then we'll see what's up, why is he wearing gloves, and all that stuff. Like I just like this, all of this character design stuff. Just something to play with. And also I think it's interesting as a reader to notice the changes. But it also can be like harder to keep up sometimes. Like if you draw the character for like few years the same way, because of this few years for you is like one day for the character, but then something changes, but you keep drawing, keep forgetting that changed, that you draw them like the old way, and then you have to like fix it and stuff. Like for example, I'm sure I have a lot of problems with his sleeves. Later on, like in the first chapter, he had the cufflinks on his jacket. Like in the second, he's wearing a different jacket, so he doesn't have cufflinks. And like I need to remember to switch at some point back to the one with cufflinks, because it will be a different day again, and well. And like, even though I just love drawing all these small details, I for this chapter specifically, I mean the previous two, it's like the same day, switched to the jacket without cufflinks because I needed the moment with earrings. Because I think it looks better than cufflinks. The moment when he casts the beacon on the earring. Because otherwise he would just have cufflinks and cast on that, and it wouldn't be so visually interesting, I think. But yeah, that's kind of a bit of a backwards reason to do that. But it also shows that like he changes his clothes from time to time. Like he's like every day he wears different stuff, but like just slightly different. Yeah, I like this way. And I think the girl again will be in shadow. And I think his like this side will be in shadow, just because it looks better. Like I'm not keeping the consistent light in like this like when I'm trying to convey like the movement or something, I do the more of a realistic light, like keep the consistent direction of light and all of that stuff, and like light sources. But when I need to show like the motion in emotion, in like facial expressions and stuff, the dramatic lighting kind of helps. So I'm not that strict with doing it realistically. I think it looks better this way when you like play with it a little bit, just for emotional stuff. But in like action scenes, for example, it is confusing. So in action scenes, it's important to keep the somewhat consistent light sources. And I'm saying somewhat because if you want to the reader to notice some important stuff, you just add highlights to it, even though if they won't be there realistically, just to kind of catch the attention. And it also, like in cinematography, it's also often was done like that, like before digital effects and stuff. It would just kind of put extra lamp and point it where you need it to look at. Then you need the viewer to look at. So I kind of consider it like that. Well, sometimes it's comical, of course, with these how it's called in English. When you have the highlight and this is very horizontal light over the character's eyes, but not everything else, you see this very artificial way of lighting up their face and like to grab attention. It looks very fake, and I mean it works sometimes, but most of the time it's kind of funny, I think. But then again, sometimes it's intended. But like in some movies, it's just very staggering to see. I guess it also depends on the like year. If it's like 50s, of course it's fine. It's the style and all. But if it's like 2000s, it's kind of comical. It needs to be a little bit more subtle, I think, for modern stuff. And then again, it depends if it's like the stylistic choice, then maybe. But sometimes it looks funny. Anyway, I think I'm not going dark enough. I think just need like really dark shadows here, like. Is it too much? Or is it fine? I think I'll just go a different route. I will delete in places where I want to highlight it. I don't like the texture though. It's a bit too much. Like I would textured look, but not as textured. So I guess I'll use different brush. This is softer, and it's faster to do also. Also this one. So now I can it's too big. It's too big too. Yeah, it's better, I think. And like, I also understand that this face looks kind of comedic a little bit. So it's like huge, very cartoonish kid's face. It's with very exaggerated facial expression. But also, I think it kind of works in a way that, like, yeah, she's a kid, but like she's very angry right now, and like the fact that she is just a kid doesn't mean that her emotions aren't like dark, like right now, like really dark, really dark. She really doesn't like him. She can't do much about it yet. She does not like him. I think it's fine. It's dark, but it reads nicely, so it's not like too dark. I'll add highlights and think about it. Like the eyes. And she's like, it's important that she's not crying right now. She was crying before, but she's now she's just angry. For some reason I don't have the line here. I think I was editing something and forgot to finish it. Highlights, right. Yeah. She angry. And like this face in particular, he doesn't see, obviously, because she turned away. So he doesn't know like just the extent of how much she hates him right now. And like not that it would bother him if even if he would know, sorry. Just a kid again. Like obviously if she would turn into a shadow, then it would be a different story, but kids rarely can turn. Like it needs to be like some major event to turn them. It's usually like after a certain amount of psychic damage you would turn. But it doesn't mean that it's like completely impossible. Again, she's not that angry. And I need to colorize it now. So a little bit blue here and navy blue. I need to find a way to hold that colors somehow. Like one is more of this. I mean, it's not even navy blue. It's like just plain blue, just dark and muted. And the other is towards cyan, like jeans blue, I guess. But compared to that one, this one looks kind of as if it's closer to purple, even though it is not. Okay. Yeah, I kind of like it. Again, it's not like super contrasted, but it doesn't have to. Like we see her like facial expression just because of her eyes. And yeah, I think it works. And also these motion lines are more visible now because she's very dark. And him, I think, yeah, I'll keep the just a frontal light on him. Also, I was kind of far from microphone. I don't know if it was. You could hear it not. I'm on the wrong layer. I need to be here. And like shading him just with frontal light is really easy. I mean, anybody is really easy to shade this way because it's like a default light basically. But also I chose a very angular face for him, so it's just a joy to do all these sharp lines. Also, his facial hair isn't visible. Again, like that's the problem. When I'm doing flats, I'm trying to give him like this slight how we call it, stubble, whatever it is, and but then once I'm like shading, it's comparatively invisible compared to like the rest of the. Even though, like, if you look at it, yeah, it's kind of there, but like you won't notice. Even though I don't know, I kind of like it this way. It's not in your face. It's in his face. Sorry. So like I do this darker, and I don't need to shade him, like his whole stuff. And like I'm so glad I just chose to color it this way without like trying to shade the black parts. I'm just kind of drop the flat black and I'm good. I mean the colorizing the inks is kind of annoying, like really annoying, but once I'm done with that, shading him is like easier. I mean, for now, while he's wearing black, he won't be always. That's a spoiler. Anyway. What's wrong? Why? Okay, it is working, but kinda smaller than I. Yeah, it's a bit below alphabet. Yeah, I need it darker, I think. Just more contrast here, because again he has very angular face, and there are lots of just elements there that I want highlighted. He's also kind of not very healthy, obviously, because he can't heal. Everybody else can kind of keep themselves in more or less good shape. Not shape, like health, I guess. With shape, a lot of physical activity help. He has a lot of physical activity, obviously, because he like fights quite often. But yeah, overall he's not very healthy. Because he can't heal. Haha. I'm not sure about his mouth here. Maybe, like, he's not like going to say something. He was thinking about saying something, but maybe it shouldn't be open. Maybe he's like kind of decided what. Yeah, probably will just. Should probably close it. Just kinda. He's not saying anything. Nah. I need to fix inks for that. Because even though the idea was that he is about to say something to her, like with when his mouth was open, like before I edited it, it looked like he's like surprised or something. And that was not my intention. Like he's not surprised. He's kind of sad a little bit. Like he was hoping that maybe she's not that upset. Even though, I mean, who wouldn't be upset? He's not very good with people, naturally. Okay, so highlights, I think, and I will be done with this. We'll see. I will look at it more once I'm done. Usually when I give it like a little bit of time to sit, I usually see something that I need to fix maybe, but for now I guess I already fixed a lot here, so at this point it's almost done. And yeah, I kinda going a bit faster than I would without stream, so that's good. I should stream more, I think. It's like I'm kinda just focused, I'm not like distracted by anything. I'm just... And also speaking to myself kinda also helps. I mean, not to myself, I guess, but also feels like speaking to myself. Just thinking out loud, and helps me just keep focus on what I'm doing. I think he also should be darker a little bit, but I also don't want to make it too dark, so... What? Run layer, right? Yes. Don't want it to be too dark. Like in this case, focus on her face, but we kind of... It's like his point of view almost, so we see his movement, like he turns to look at her, and that's what he sees. And here we see a girl's reaction, but focus is kind of his face. I don't know if I'm explaining it good enough. So like we see both of their reactions, and they're kind of equally important here, but I don't know how to explain it. Like more about the vibes, I guess. What we actually see, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of very clear in my head, but maybe this should be darker a little bit, like from the girl's side, like here. Not like super dark, but darker. It also will keep him more focus here. So yeah, I think I need more blue in here in the first one, just to match, but I don't want them to match perfectly, because obviously I need to show like we are switching between angles, between cameras, I guess. I'll add a bit more blue in here. Like here around him. Yeah, it's a different blue because this one is colorized and this one is add. So I also need... wait, yes, I still need selection, but I need this layer. Okay. But this way we take the focus from her to him again. So maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Yeah, like this way we're more focused on her than on him. What layer I'm at? Yeah, that wasn't ideal. Here, maybe a little bit. No. No, I think it's fine. So like, she's the focus here, then we move through him. He's focused here, then we see like the movement of her and her like expression, and then we move to his expression. He's very different, but like they're from the same angle and with the similar shading, just to see the like she's angry and he's like kind of not really angry, but not happy. I would say kind of he's supposed to be kind of bitter here, but kind of more neutral, I guess. Is she angry enough here? That's what I'm thinking. Maybe their expressions are at this point a bit too similar with this coloring. One color. Like a bit of this, but it would also look like his smirk here. Maybe more here, like a bit of a... Nah. How should I make her angrier without making her look older? Maybe I should make his face more neutral. But then kinda loses the point. Why am I even showing him if he's neutral? Oh, by the way, where's his... Don't like it. I mean, it should be here, but like not in this this type of stroke, I think. No, he's... I forgot how to do this. Like, maybe his eyebrows is a bit too intense here, and that's why I can't really... Or this, just this hair is a bit in the way. Yeah, but I can do hair back. How was it? I forgot how it was before. I want it there. I think I don't. Like... Maybe I don't want this one either. Kind of want it a bit more different angle. Good thing I didn't render the shadow from his hair yet. Maybe for a reason. And I'm not sure it looks better though. How far it can go on the... Yeah, pretty far. Yeah, in the second one. I forgot how it looked before. So I'll just kind of do that. Maybe more of that. He's like, his hair is a mess. Probably the white one I need. Yeah, kind of ties it together. I like it. Maybe another white one. Nah, I'm good, I think. Because his hair is kind of funny how it is annoying sometimes, just like if you look at it, there's a lot of happening, but like it doesn't when I don't want to draw it. Like I can simplify it. I kind of like drawing all of these details. And it also kind of makes it very obvious who is the main character, because like for everybody else I usually don't bother. Okay, last one. That was kind of fast, but like I'm not done. I will be tweaking it a lot. Oh, kind of tired. That's like the problem is deadlines. Like, and I need to finish it even though I'm like physically tired. And it's not like I'm under any contractual obligation to do that. It's more like self-imposed, like I want to keep the schedule, and I'm trying to, even though I don't have to necessarily. But I kinda want to be this stable thing, like expected. Like, so the readers like know that they will see some new stuff every 10 days. Just I think it motivates to return, and not just like, it's kind of sad when you like read the comic and reach ongoing and it turns out that the comic is on hiatus or something, or on break, and it's kind of really sad because like now you need to wait, even though if this break or hiatus means that the creator can like recover from something, be that any event or burnout or whatever, that's good thing. That means that there is a chance that they will return and like finish their stuff, or maybe they'll like choose to do something else. Doesn't really matter. But when they just keep going and going with some crazy schedule and like have health complications and die from that, that's sad, and kind of keeps happening with professional artists. So that's sad. Good thing I'm not professional, I guess. I mean, technically, like, not doing it for any like employer or something, so just doing it for myself for fun. But sometimes it's not fun when you're like trying to finish the page at the last possible moment. But I think it's worth it. I like it, even though it's kind of hard to do sometimes. I like it. I think I need a darker color here. Oops. Actually, like, not this intense, but I kinda like it. Maybe that's too much though. Why can't you... Yeah, I have some lag here happening. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's kinda lagging now. Just sad. Do I want any light in there? A little bit maybe. I thought maybe I don't, but then I decided against it. I don't know. I'll just add a little bit behind him for, again, for contrast, but like just a little bit. And that's it. And this one will be darker too. And we'll have kind of like everything kind of dims down. Because I think this part of his face has enough contrast as it is. I don't need any like light background here. I kind of like that he's kind of fades into dark in a way here. Just kind of leaves it all behind and goes for his new adventures. I mean, not yet. He goes to talk about like world building and give us a chance to get acquainted with the healer. And again, I could make it like shorter. That whole scene with the healer. Just get the plot related stuff out of the way and just finish at that. Or I might go for a bit longer, like a bit more episodes maybe. Or maybe longer episodes, which probably not because, well, I don't have time, clearly, to make longer episodes. I barely can do this. But I haven't decided yet. Like, I have like the absolute minimum that I need to do for plot reasons, and then everything extra is just if I have time and I have mood for that. Hopefully I will, because again, nice character. Like since we had some of that with Priestess, even though like the healer, she's like one-time character, she's kind of there for just this one chapter and that's it. We won't see the Priestess again, but even so I added some like humor with interactions with her just because, I don't know, I think it's nice. It kind of helps to learn more about the character. And but like we mostly learned about Virus that way, not about Priestess necessarily. Like we know some of her character now, like the way she acts towards Sirius and like how she jokes about stuff and all that. So I don't necessarily know much about her, like her name even. And like originally I had an idea that like we don't have any names at all, like nobody has names, just they have their roles and that's it. But I decided against it at some point. So like one-time characters mostly don't have names. Like they have them, no, but they aren't mentioned because I don't want the just too much information, I guess. Because there is a lot of world building and stuff, and I don't want to for readers to have to keep some space in their memory for like names of the characters who won't show up anymore and don't have any relevance to the story anymore. So, but like I had thought maybe I shouldn't name drop, let's see, any of the characters. Like they all have names. I thought about if I should or should not mention them. And I decided that for some of them it's just too much information. It will be harder for the reader to differentiate like important parts from non-important. Like both for healer and priestess, they're kind of their roles. They explain some of the world building. They give the some information to Arius, and then they play their part. They don't need to know the names. All we need to know is their function, like the different. Where's music? Different like branches of this organization. So we had the I mean, we will have more priests when we arrive to our location, but shows kind of introduction to what priests are, and they mostly do some how you call it, like managers, some stuff. They can rule everything. They are in charge of everything. Like everybody else, like healers and hunters and guards, they are more specialized. They kind of have their certain duty, and they kind of priests basically command them in a way. Like it's a bit more complicated than that. Like normally priest can command a hunter or something, but like through their like hierarchy they can. But again, it's not important for the plot, so I don't want to spend time on that. That's kind of my approach to story in general. Like world building is fun, but when it doesn't serve the purpose and just takes up space and time like for reader and for creator, then like what's the point? Unless you're trying to like build a franchise or whatnot, but that's like for commercial property, I think, not for indie stuff. But again, that's like my opinion. Some people enjoy world building and want to interject it even if it doesn't serve the plot in the slightest. And sometimes it's kind of fun for I don't know, for fandom stuff or something, but then again it's more for popular stuff, maybe, or stuff that has an intent to be popular. Okay. They need to be darker, I think. Much darker, probably. I want to match the background with them. Them with background, you know. Maybe background should be even darker, maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. I think I forgot to colorize him. Or did I? Let me check. I did, but very slightly. I think I need more. Well, I think okay, now I need to just look at it for some time. Well, first of all, their faces aren't exactly like he's more dark skin, how you call it, like more tan, I guess, and she's very like pale. Yeah, but with this coloring it looks like he's more pale than her. So how should I go about it? Well, first I need to colorize her face a little bit. But yeah, he needs to be just more darker in general. I guess. How should I do that? Don't want to like ruin all the expression on his face. Because if I go too dark, it will kind of flatten it a little bit. Yeah, that's the problem with like monochrome colorized stuff, that skin tones are really hard to balance. Because like they have different base color, but since all the shadows are kind of gray and they just stuck on each other, that's just her gray ends up being darker than his gray. Not that it matters though. Also, I need some light on his gemstone. Come on, yes, I'm on correct layer. Yeah, something like that. And maybe a bit on his eyes, maybe. Maybe I need a bit more highlights on his face, actually. Kinda went very lightly there, and probably I need a bit more. Maybe not, I don't know, we'll see. Also, I need this earring. That's too much. Good enough, I think. Not sure about the color here. It's like it's very white compared to everything else. Nope. I wanted to do alpha lock. Maybe I will tone it down a little bit if I can. Just carefully, so I don't touch the gemstone, for example. Just a little bit. Yeah, I think it's not much of a difference, but it's a little bit less intense. So this one. Okay, what else? His face doesn't read very well for some reason. I mean, I understand why, it's too small. Maybe less shadow here so you just see his eyes better. Yeah, I think it's better. Like, I like her face here, but something wrong with the color though. Like, I'll spend a few hours, I think, just tweaking it. Trying to find the way how I want it to look like. Like, also she has like very similar gray hair on her face and her like jacket, what's it called, I guess, color also. Or I don't know, it's not a hood, it's like just very big thingy around her neck attached to her jacket, so technically it is color, right? I think it's fine. I don't know, it's something a bit off. I don't know yet. But maybe let me try something. Maybe a bit of a highlight here. Yeah, I think it's better. A little bit, just a little bit. Him, I feel like I need more contrast there. This kind of looks flat. But I notice with every chapter I go more and more with deeper shadows and more contrast on his face. Every episode he's like more and more like just shaded, I guess. I don't know, like darker and darker. Like I look at the beginning of the chapter, he's like almost looks unshaded compared to this stuff, which is funny, but kind of shows progression, I guess. Oh, I need shadows for his hair. And this one too. Should I make the scars more obvious? I think I should. That's kind of the point. Like there are shadow on both of this. Yeah, just a little bit of like how you call it? Yeah, it looks more like a scar, and I think it's more noticeable. It's subtle, but like, and I also want a bit of it here. Also, maybe more highlights on his face here. It's also very light, so like here and on his ear too. It's more how you call it, voluminous. I don't know. And like here I won't highlight them because like it's supposed to be like they're supposed to see his like normal face, not the damaged one. Okay, I think I need to do more noticeable highlights on his everything, basically. On this frame, for some reason, it's not very noticeable. Just a bit more. Yeah, also need here some. Here, I mean, it's already here. Oops. Maybe here, or just a little bit, just to show the seat a little bit here. So here. I don't know if this background is kind of flat. Need something, a bit of something there, like a bit more contrast. It's like basically all I do at this stage. It's just trying to add some contrast. Oh, maybe, yeah, maybe I'll do like that, like it will just elevate this frame above everything, like it's kind of interjected. So we kind of switch the camera, and this kind of cut in, kind of, you know, it's the idea at least. Yeah, I think I need to colorize the girl a little bit more, and I'll probably be done for now with this page, and I'll need to return to the previous one and like just look at it. Did it? Yes. So, oops, just like lower part of her a little bit. Maybe to the other blue. Kind of like that. On one hand, I want more contrasted shadows on the girl too. On the other, like, her face isn't that, like, I don't know how to explain. Like, children's faces are more like smooth and not very much shadows happening there. Funny how it looks like. You know, those transitions from flashback to real time, when like we see some child being traumatized, and then we see the same character but older in the same like composition and facial expression, or maybe different expression, but like same angle. It's kind of like that. Funny. I'm not gonna change it though. Like, I want the parallel between them. It just... Yeah, I think... maybe this is too gray though. I think I need to colorize it after all. From this neutral gray to a bit more... Did it do anything? Okay. Okay. And a bit of other blue too. Maybe. Yeah. Kind of like that. Maybe it's too much. Let me... Just a little bit. Yeah, I think it looks fine, even though it's less contrasted than like the rest of his faces, but like this one is supposed to be more like bright, I guess. He's not as bitter as like on the last one. So, let's look at everything. This is horrible. I need to, well, probably colorize it. Probably, for starters. And then we'll think about... No, it's... Yeah, compared to this stuff, this is kinda not as contrasted, but... It kinda works. It's supposed to be neutral. It's supposed to be like very smooth transition to something more emotional, I guess. Yeah, this one I've done today, like in the morning, I think. Yeah, I think I need to colorize healer here a little bit. I don't think I did it here. Girl a little bit and a little, and something like that. Yeah, I think it's better. It was like very warm color. And here also. I need a bit more colorized version. Just because like neutral gray without this tint looks warm against everything else, because everything else is cold tinted, you know. And like I can't wait for the next chapter to change the color scheme, because I'm tired of this blue, but we're not there yet. I might change it a little bit for the next scene, that starts next episode. It's like it's the same chapter, they're still on the train, but like they moved to different part of it, just to have a talk between Healer and Hunter. I don't know, now this doesn't look contrasted enough. I don't know, I keep like jumping between pages, adding more contrast, more darker shadows and stuff, and it's like the arms race or something. It's like I keep just darkening it and darkening it. It's still not enough, and I don't know. I don't want to go too far with it, because I don't like. I need the like characters who aren't the Hunter look different. Like I need to keep that like dark black for him. I mean, of course, like we had the priestess with the same uniform, and then we will have more priests with also like black and white. And like about uniforms, there will be like a bonus page after this chapter, just to explain why like they have different colors. Like Healer is like this gray and white, priests are black and white, and like hunters are black and red, and there are also guards and monks, and they all have their own color scheme. Again, it's not like that's important for a story. You don't even need to know this information, because like it's not something that like it's not like the character design, like seeing someone in certain uniform will like tell us who they are, and that will be like important later or something. No, it's just like visual stuff. But still, I kinda want to do this bonus pages just for those who are interested in this sort of stuff. It's like a world building that aren't as important to put it in the text, but just kind of for fun. And since it's like in between chapters, it just gives me time to work on like the next chapter a bit more while doing some short stuff with bonus pages. So yeah, we kind of transition here from more like neutral stuff, so this like mid-gray with a bit of darker part, a bit of light, but not much, because again this contrasts with the previous pages where we have very like bright light source, the flare that Irius cast like previous episode. So here we kind of come from that to more of neutral light, more like equal, I guess. Here just Sirius provides contrast because he's like this black blob. And here, since I want to just some emotional stuff, this lighting is more dramatic here. But overall, I don't know, this see more colorized than these, but I don't want to colorize the healer too much because I need to keep his uniform. It needs to be obvious that his uniform is gray and not like light blue or something. So, feel like I'm kind of done a little bit, but I will add some maybe highlights here and there and maybe code. We'll see. It was kind of fast. No, maybe a little bit here. His face a little bit maybe. Kind of like this. I think I need more highlights in his eyes, I think. But like white, probably, because like he's casting right now and it will reflect there. It's kind of nice. And like we will not see the girl and her mother anymore. Finally, I'm kind of tired of them. It was fun, like girl, especially like the mother, like she was fun while she was participating in like conversation and stuff, but once she was incapacitated, obviously I didn't want to focus on her. I would like to be able to kind of sit on it for a while, like just pause and then look at it with fresh eyes or something, but like deadline. I need to save it, export it to Photoshop, do the lettering, do the formatting and like files and stuff, and then publish it and all of that like today, while it's still the date on which I want to publish it. So, and I have like less than 3 hours in my like local time for that. Yeah, I think I'm kind of done with the stream. It was kind of fast. That's good. That's good. I expected it to be more slow process, but it's nice. I am done, I guess. And it will be up on the all the links in like a few hours, I guess. Maybe less. We'll see. So I'll save it. I'll look at it like on the other screen. I maybe fix some stuff, translate it, and yeah, do some technical stuff. And yeah, that's it. Next one also will be a comic, I think, because I will have like the next batch of pages to color in a week. Yeah, kind of like that. I'm very tired, so I will end here. And thanks for watching. See